Hey guys, it's Rez, hitting you with another Devil May Cry 5 video, and as always, if you are new to the channel, welcome to the Resora family. I'm sorry for not uploading the past 2 days. I've been moving around and I've been extremely busy. I'm sorry, but I'm going to try to make that up. As for today, we are going to get into the topic of Devil May Cry 5's new interview. Links will be in the description, so definitely go and check that out. And before we start this, I'm going to give a quick spoiler warning too, as this doesn't go into depth with any missions, it's just about V. It does reveal some stuff that may seem like a spoiler to some people. It's nothing major though, but let's go ahead and continue. You've been warned, yeah, etc, etc. Let's just get on with it. Devil May Cry 5 features the same razor-sharp action the series is famous for, as the demon-hunting duo of Dante and Nero return with an arsenal of swords, guns, and robotic weaponry. But Devil May Cry 5 also introduces an intriguing new playable character named V, who is described by the game director Hideaki Itsuno and producer Matt Walker as the catalyst for the events of the new game, and one of the reasons Devil May Cry 5 was developed in the first place. After slaying a boatload of demons with an enigmatic new character, I'm happy to report that Devil May Cry 5's newest addition is really V. Equipped with a book of poetry, a cane, and 3 demonic familiars, V isn't your average Devil May Cry 5 playable character. He's not the most nimble fighter, he isn't a great swordsman, and he can't take much in the way of punishment. Upon the first glance, he does seem like a pretty complex character. Itsuno and Walker explain there's a lot going on with him, but because he's got these familiars, he's got the book, and he has to go in for the last hit, there's a lot going on there, but we've balanced him to be a pretty powerful character. V's power comes from his abilities to summon familiars to do his fighting, and if you keep your distance while mashing the action buttons, you'll start to see similarities between V and DMC stalwarts like Dante. Indeed, as Itsuno points out, V's familiar's shadow is essentially his melee attack, while Griffin is an approximation of his range attacks. Then there's his Devil Trigger, which summons a colossal demon called the Nightmare to wreak destruction. If you've played Devil May Cry before, you may recognize these enemies from past games. Itsuno reveals, so finally we've gotten confirmation not only are these the same enemies from DMC, oh god, I almost said DMC Devil May Cry. No, these are the same enemies from Devil May Cry. Shadow, Griffin, and Nightmare are all the same characters, so that's been good. That's good that they confirmed that. Now let's get a little bit more into this interview. Okay, but the biggest difference between V and Dante is that our Devil May Cry newbie carries a book of William Blake poetry into battle. Poetry readings in Devil May Cry game, it's not something we've ever expected to see, but it does have an interesting and rather useful upshot. Itsuno explains more. What you can do is pull it out and read it at any time, particularly during a battle. The closer you are to the enemy as you're reading that book, the faster your Devil Trigger gauge will fill up. So oh my god, I didn't see. Okay, so if you guys remember in Devil May Cry 3, when Virgil did it. What the hell's that noise? Oh my, whatever, I'm just gonna have to ignore. I'm sorry, guys. But if you remember in Devil May Cry 3, when Virgil did a taunt next to an enemy and stood still, his Devil Trigger gauge actually filled up without you doing anything physical but just standing there. That's a really great implementation that they've brought back. Alright, so it says, but you can only walk while you're reading the book. So there's kind of this risk of versus reward element to it. That's kind of weird how I read that. It says, with fighting familiars and fondness for poetry, an upgradable cane used to deliver death blows to dazed enemies. Devil May Cry 5's new character is V. Believe that's it. I'm sorry for the ending there. That was terrible. But, okay, so we have a few things now. We have the confirmation that the old enemies from Devil May Cry is actually the DMC 1 enemies, and we now have confirmation about him having, like, just cool other features. Probably most of this has actually been reviewed and shown in the game, but, I think this game's really good. A lot has been spoiled the past few days, so yeah, we'll see what happens. I might probably just throw this in with the first segment of the video. I'm thinking about it. If not, I'll just make this a separate video. But whatever, rambling on. If you guys have enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. I hope you all have a fantastic day. It's been Resora. Peace!